Israel's chief military spokesman says its army surrounded Gaza City and will continue its bombing campaign.
We have started this war with great pain, and we are determined to win, to have victory, and to bring back our beloved ones. Our forces through Golan were able to surround Gaza and arrived by sea also. And today we have northern Gaza and southern Gaza. They arrived by sea and were able to control these areas. We're trying to provide a corridor, a safe corridor, so that people can leave and move safely. But we will continue our airstrikes in an intensive way, and we will continue to attack and bomb northern Gaza.
We're going to go live to Sara, Khairat, who's in occupied East Jerusalem. Sara, obviously you've been reporting on a series of raids and an increasing number of raids in that area over the last few days or so. But I understand there's been an incident in occupied East Jerusalem. What else can you tell us?
Yeah, and I'm not sure if you can hear those sirens that are going off behind me. There's a lot of activity just down the road there, because that's where the old city is. And that's where, in the last hour, 2 Israeli border police, they're known as, were stabbed, a female and a male officer, both in their 20s, at one of the gates that allows you into the old city, known in Arabic as Al-Zahra, and some call it Khairat gate. So this is one of the entrances to places that are holy to many people around the world, including Al-Aqsa Mosque compound. Now, this is just one incident. A few days ago, we'd also seen a stabbing just down the road from here. The Palestinian that stabbed these 2 officers, who are in critical condition, has been killed. In the Israeli terms, they call it neutralized, which is something they often do. They don't do arrests, they just shoot at them instantly. But this also comes off the back of several raids last night, also in occupied East Jerusalem, where 23 Palestinians were arrested. And it's reported that those arrests are related to them posting on social media, for example, or taking part in protests against what's happening in Gaza. And like what we're seeing in occupied West Bank, we're also seeing these raids increasing here as well, where anyone who even likes sometimes a post that is against what's happening in Gaza is arrested.
Sara, let's talk about Israeli internal politics for a moment. Apparently, there are more signs of divisions between Benjamin Netanyahu and his government. What can you tell us?
Yeah, absolutely. We've been seeing this since the beginning of the war, a lot of toing and froing between people within this war cabinet. So the latest on this is that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has been, it's been reported, and he's been accused of once again kind of blaming some of the Israeli reservists that took part in anti-government protests throughout the year before this war, who had said that they were going to stop taking part in any of these refresher trainings that they usually go through. And he's previously to this war blamed them for weakening the Israeli forces and giving Hamas an opportunity to attack Israel. Well, of course, that attack happened on October 7. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has now countered those claims, saying that Hamas started a war against us because they want to kill us, not because of any arguments within us. Now, Benny Gantz, who's a former leader for one of the opposition parties, but also one of the main people as part of this war cabinet, had actually before that overnight called on him to retract any statement that implies that the weakness that happened within the military was due to these reservists that wouldn't take part during these anti-government protests. He said evading responsibility and mudslinging during war is it creates harm to the country. Now, this is also off the back of what is a so-called unity government, an emergency government that is currently taking place, where there seems to be divisions. This has happened before when we were talking about a ground invasion, where the military clearly wanted to go in. They had felt that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu was pulling them back, perhaps at the time because of trying to ensure the release of these captives in Gaza. And those divisions were happening. But again, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu tried to portray a sense of unity. This won't go down very well with the public because this is a time where Israel should be united in the government with the military and intelligence, but clearly there seems to be a crack within, and this is showing more and more as the days go by during this war.
Sara, thank you very much. Sara Khairat talking to us from occupied East Jerusalem.